In today's video, I'm giving you a step-by-step tutorial on how to make this gorgeous macrame hanging. It is the prettiest piece of art. I love having it right in my entryway as you walk into my home. It's just, I don't know, it's such a good vibe. So stay tuned and you'll see exactly how I created it.
You only need a few different supplies. You need macrame cord, a ruler, scissors, and a piece of driftwood.
So at this point, I'm most of the way done. I just barely got my last color in the mail yesterday, so I'm going to be able to finish this out. But it's just a little bit different of a color here. This one is called coffee, but it's kind of more of like an orange, like a terracotta orange color. This one is beige, and then this one is supposed to be brick red, which again, not brick red, but I really love the muted tones. So I'm going to add a couple more strands here and here, and then we're going to brush this out. But I wanted to show you guys how to do these ties. It's super easy. It's just really time consuming. You do have to cut a lot of rope. So let's get started. You could do this all in the same color, or you can just do two tones, whatever. I also saw a really pretty one that they did. They did like blue, like a really deep royal blue and maroon, and then some white, which I thought was really pretty. Yeah, you find yourself a nice piece of driftwood. Unleash some of your rope here. And this is going to go right here. So I'm just gonna kind of measure roughly. You have to remember to give yourself a little bit of extra room because your rope does have to wrap around the top of your driftwood. So you make a little loop at the top, take my loop, pass it underneath the driftwood, and pinch it through this way, so you can see that. And then I pull, and that's in the right spot. And then I'm gonna start cutting all of the feathers for this. This mat that I'm working off of has a ruler right here on the edge. You're going to want to cut a ton of these because it takes quite a bit to make one feather, but each of them are 7 inches long. So what I usually do is measure out a 7-inch piece, and then I just use that one to measure more pieces. Make them all about the same size. I'll do this like a million more times. This feather here on the end, which is one of the shorter ones, there's 32 knots, and each knot takes 2 7-inch pieces. So yeah, it's quite a bit. You'll probably be cutting for a little while. All right, so I've got enough cord cut that I can go ahead and start making my knots. So what you're going to do is take 2 of your 7-inch cords and make them in loop shapes like this. The first loop you're going to place underneath. Then the second one, pinch the open end, the cut end, and then I put my fingers through like this. Then you're going to pinch this open end with your fingers. So grab the open end and slide on. Then I put a finger down here, and this end you push through the loop. So you're basically putting the open ends of each of the 7-inch strands through each other's looped ends with this middle string in the middle. It sounds a lot more complicated than it actually is. So watch me do it a few more times and I bet you'll be able to figure it out. You're going to want to do your knots the same way every single time, because if you don't, then you'll have, see on this strand right here, how all of my knots are, the little loop right here is to the right. It looks uniform. If I were to do my next loop and put it through underneath to the left instead of on the right, then this knot part right here would not look uniform. This would not look uniform. So when you start doing it a certain way, keep doing it the same way. When you get to the end, leave enough so that when you pull down the ends of your last knot, that you're the very end of this will just be a tiny bit longer. There's the pink there. I'm gonna add one more pink right there, and then we will brush it out. I've got them evenly spaced out. They're about 3 inches apart. Alrighty, just finished this last one, and it's time to brush it out. So I'm going to use one of these. This actually came with our sheepskin rug so that we could brush that out. And I'm sure this is going to work great. I'm sure you could also use just like a regular comb. The best piece of advice I can give you for brushing out your macrame cord is to brush it like you would your hair. So start at the very ends, and as the end of the macrame cord loosens up, then move towards the center. So there's the difference between one that's been brushed out and all of the rest of them. It definitely gives it way more of like a feathery look. It's pretty. I just finished brushing everything out. That took forever. And then the other thing that I did was I used my ruler and trimmed the edges so that they were a little more uniform. And then I attached this right here to hang it on the wall. I hope you enjoyed this little DIY project, and let me know if you have any questions. It's one of those things that's like not too difficult to do, but just take some time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. I put out videos like this every week and really enjoy interacting with you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'd be more than happy to respond and help out.